This was not just a disaster, it was a death trap. When a cabin in a bus was engulfed in flames, all the passengers needed was a hammer to escape out. A basic safety tool which cost less than a cup of tea, but it was not there. On October 24th, morning 2:30 a.m., a bus which was bound from Hyderabad to Bangalore caught fire in the national highway in the Kurnool area. In the end, 25 passengers lay dead. Hi guys, in today's video, we are not just going to talk about this Kurnool bus disaster, but we are going to talk about a broken system because of which the passengers who are traveling every day in these buses are put in danger. Let's go into the disaster first. The bus was bound from Hyderabad to Bangalore, started at 10:30 p.m. with 39 passengers on board. This bus was seemingly normal. It was going at 2:30 a.m. It encountered an accident with a motorcycle. It hit the motorcycle and the motorcycle went under the bus. What happened was this motorcycle hit the fuel tank of the bus, because of which the fuel started leaking, and the bike which was in contact with the road developed a spark which actually made the bus catch fire. See, in modern day buses, the problem is for comfort, what we have done, these are all reinforced with glass and it is fully air conditioned. So, when a bus catches fire, what happens is this is replaced with fire and smoke, and passengers suffocate instantly. That is the reason why there are some emergency exits. Because when this fire started engulfing the bus, the wires got served, because of which the front door got jammed. Now, the only way out was breaking the glass and going out. But what we need to break the glass were these safety hammers, which were not there, because of which 25 passengers lost their life. A simple hammer, had it been present there, they could have broken a glass. Because this glass cannot be broken with your hand or shoe, it needs that safety hammer. The question is, why wasn't the hammer present there? Finally, somehow they break one glass and some passengers escaped, but 25 passengers lost their life. The question here is, why are these buses allowed to run, putting thousands of passengers every day at risk? Question arises, how did we let this happen? Usually, these buses are registered in the regional transport office, and also private buses have to renew their license every 2 years. Once this license is renewed, it means that this bus is roadworthy and all the safety standards are met. But the problem here is, how can a bus with no safety hammer and the front door getting jammed on impact been allowed to be on the road in the first place? Also, there is a criticism that after this license is got, these private bus owners, what they do is they add extra seats, especially in the area where the emergency exits are there. See, for profit, we should never compromise on safety, and that is what is exactly happening here. Also, adding entertainment systems in the bus is increasing the complex wire mechanisms in the bus, which is also leading to these problems. That's what investigators are saying. So, the main issue here is, how can this bus, which was actually not roadworthy because it was not meeting the safety standards, and this bus was registered in Odisha, but it was running between Bangalore and Hyderabad. So the real question here is, how was this bus deemed roadworthy? That is the question. Also, we cannot sign this off like it is an one-off case. We have to realize how many more buses like this which are not meeting the safety standards. See, a simple hammer had been there. The moment the fire had got caught, passengers would have just broken the glass and come out. Of course, the bus would have gone, but lives would have been saved. See, 25 lives are lost, and this is the time where we need to introspect to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Because what is happening is these buses are left unmonitored, and because of which the safety standards are not met. And when accidents like this happens, what happens is we are not able to save the people on board. So this is something very alarming, and the government has to take strict action against the people who are not following the safety standards. Just few weeks before this fire accident, a similar accident happened in Rajasthan where the bus caught fire and about 20 people lost their lives. See, this is now becoming a pattern, and stricter norms is the need of the hour. See, the main thing is you should not place profit over safety. In this case, the safety hammers were not available. And also, just in a simple impact with a motorcycle, the front doors got jammed. See, accidents we cannot prevent, like the motorcycle hitting the bus, but the safety inside the bus is very important and it has to be followed according to norms. So, the main problem here, which we see, is whenever profit is put above safety, it becomes a recipe for disaster, and we need to make sure that this doesn't happen. So, stricter norms, rules, and regulation is the need of the hour today because thousands of passengers all over India use these buses to travel. And when we put our lives online in these buses, trusting them, it is the duty of these private bus owners to make sure that the safety standards are met, and in case of any emergency, passengers can easily escape. So the real question now in everybody's mind is what can be done about it? The first thing the government should do is to make sure that all these buses strictly follow safety standards. Things like emergency exit, the safety hammers, fire extinguishers inside the bus must be mandatory, and surprise checks have to be conducted by the RTO. The second thing is the RTO should digitalize this in such a way that all the buses frequently are inspected by the inspectors to make sure that safety standards are met. Most importantly, what is happening is when they are going for this safety checks, they are going properly. But after that, what they are saying is they are adding extra seats and these emergency protocols are not followed. So, surprise inspections are the need of the hour. And the third thing is strict penalty has to be put for these buses. That is, if these safety standards are not met, this bus should not be deemed roadworthy and immediately it should be taken off the road. When rules like this are put, people will start following it. Also, there is another thing that there is a lot of old buses with no safety standards running on road. The new buses are having the safety standards. So, uniform safety standards are needed in such a way that all the buses follow uniformly the safety protocols. Right now, this Kurnool bus tragedy has shown us the deep problems which we are facing in our everyday travel. So, the safety of the passenger should be the first priority of any mode of travel, and government must make sure that these private companies follow it. Do like, share, and subscribe me for more interesting videos, and please drop down your views in the comments below.